Welcome to my blue terminal. I'm going to teach you how to create some organizational units, how you work with organizational units. When I look into my Active Directory, this is my domain, this is the Active Directory users and computers. You see I have only one organizational unit for the location Utrecht. And in this organizational unit, I'm going to put all the users, all the computers, all the groups for this location into this organizational unit. And we're going to do this with PowerShell. Let's start the easy way to create a organizational unit. Therefore, we use the commandlet New-ADOrganizationalUnit. And this commandlet you can put in two parameters. One is the name of the organizational unit. That's very simple. We take Helen by example. And the next one is the path. The path is the path of the organizational unit within this Active Directory. And that's a special notation. Therefore, we use the DC is for each, and DC is software. This is the root of the Active Directory. This is the path in the Active Directory, and in the root we're going to create the organizational unit Heerlen. You need to read it from back to front. So this is the top level domain software, and this is the subdomain for each, and those two are DC. Let's create this one and look it up. So first we create the organizational unit Heerlen. We don't see any error messaging, so that's fine. Let's get the organizational unit. AD get organizational unit. We need a filter. That's the way a get organizational unit works. And we use an asterisk to get, we don't filter anything, get all the organizational units. And let's run this one. We get a list. We only have 3 organizational units, one for the domain controllers, Utrecht and Heerlen. This is the one we made. And now you see this new path for this organizational unit. This is the root of the domain, DC for each DC software. And here you see the OU Heerlen is in the root of this domain. Dus this we call this the distinguished name, and this is it's a name within a path. The short name is Heerlen. We can make more organizational units called Heerlen, but it has to be in a different place in the Active Directory. So this distinguished name is different. This name has to be unique. Maybe it's a better way to format this table, so I don't get a long list but a short list. I only need this distinguished name and the normal name. The other information you can give parameters in the commandlet to use them. I don't use them very often, so I don't think it's necessary to put in the city name, the country, the managed by, or other information. I don't think that's necessary in most cases. Let's format table. We format it into the first we want the name, and then we would like the distinguished name. I hate this word. Name. You see we get a nice list of the names and the organizational units. It's a nicer way to look at it. Now let's start rearranging this command. I think it looks nice, but we can spread over multiple lines to make it more readable. Let's make a new organizational unit called Maastricht. So it's another city in the Netherlands. Copy. We used Maastricht. And now we're going to spread this over multiple lines. If we want to spread something, I need the backtick. It's next to the one button on your keyboard, and then enter to the new line. Here I use a tab to make it more readable. It's not necessary, but well, it's preferable. And I use a backtick to spread this over to a new line. At the end, we don't need the backtick because we don't want to spread it over another line. You only use it when you want to continue on another line. Now we have the same command, only reformatted over multiple lines. Let's try it again, and you see we get the command is made. So if we ask the list of get organizational unit filter, we see that we added a new organizational unit. There's another way to look up the information of this organizational unit. Let's do this with the filter, and now we are going to put in the real filter. In the filter you have first the parameter, that's the name, and then we use the equal sign. Equal, you can use other signs. Equal stands for equal. Dash EQ stands for equal, and we're going to be asking if it's equal to Maastricht, and that you put in between single quotes. So the single quotes have to be within the double quotes. So when we run this, we only get the information of the organizational unit Maastricht. We also could format it in a table, but I don't think it's necessary. So let's do this, and you see I get only a table with Maastricht. I don't think this is necessary. Now that's nice, but I would like it to organize it in a way with reusable code, so it's easier to change it afterwards. Let's do this in example 3. Therefore we use two parameters in the front of the script. So I name one parameter is the name OU, and I call it Sutter. That's also a location in the south of the Netherlands. I put in the path, so the path distinguished name. We call this the distinguished name, and I copy this one here. I'm going to use another notation with an object notation to make it more reusable. So let's call settings OU. That's the name of the object I'm going to create. This sign, and then I use an @ and curly braces. And within this curly braces, I put all key value pairs from this for this object. And the key is the name of the parameter. So name is equal sign, and then we put in the name of of the organizational unit, name OU. That's this one, so it will be Sittard. We also put in the path and the distinguished name, the distinguished name of this path. Oh, double $sign is not right. And we collect all the parameters into one variable name called settings OU. We can use this in the same commandlet, so let's use the New-ADOrganizationalUnit commandlet and spread this information over here. Therefore, I can use the @ sign and instead of the $sign and use the name of the variable name. So settings CO. So this @ sign spreads over the name and the path after the commandlet, and in this way you get more readable code. It's easier to read this code. Let's first run these two in. Let's first run these two. Now we have the variable names in the memory of the terminal. Name OU Sittard and path DN is the DC for each DC software. And now we can run this one. We've created the organization Sittard with the in the path for each software. Let's use this one to get a nice list, and you see we have an organizational unit Sittard now with a new distinguished name OU Sittard DC for each DC software. We would like to create an OU within an OU, so maybe a department within the location Sittard. Let's do this. So we department OU, let's call it this, and we take the department sales, and we're going to put all the users of we make an organizational unit within the organizational unit Sittard. Let's call this example 4, and I copy this one in. First, we need to change the name. The name will be department OU, will be sales, and then let's put in this distinguished name from Sittard. We can also put it in path Sittard DN and a variable name. I call this path Sittard DN, and we put it in the path. Now let's run this again. First put this in memory, so we run this. Let's department OU, that's sales, and path Sittard DN, and you see that the information is in the memory of these variable names. Now we can run this one, and you see that we have no errors, so it should be right. Let's check the list of organizational units, and you see we have a sales organizational unit within the OU Sittard, and we have a OU sales. And this way you can make OUs within OUs. You would like to use departments within locations to organize your company objects like users, groups and printers. I hope you find this movie informative, and I hope to see you next time again. Please like and subscribe.